Hello and welcome back to our adventures in Westeros. Last time we died, which is quite unfortunate really. We did die in a cool way. We got pin-cushioned with undersized weirwood arrows, which is definitely a unique way to die, but we are dead. However, we are now Sylvie, so we're back alive, and we've also got Quick as a trait, which is pretty good. So we've got Quick, we're already an experienced traveller, which gives us a ton of initial bonuses, including a nice boost to monthly wandering lifestyle experience if we want to go down that path. And, most importantly, we're very, very close to being able to upgrade our mess tent again. But we need to figure out what we're doing with this new character. Basically, I think what we need to do is we need to, well, get them an education. Maybe find somebody who's better at educating them than the people who are currently in our court, and then I don't really know what our next plan is. I guess get a bunch of lifestyle XP so that the moment that we hit 16, we suddenly get a ton of perk points. I don't know if it even works that way. I assume it does, but I've never actually tried it, like getting XP ahead of time. But yeah, I assume it works when you get access to perks, you get all that XP, unless it's all wasted. That's an interesting question. Anyway, I guess we'll find out the answer when we're 16. Right, I don't need to choose this till I'm 6, so we can leave a little bit of time on that. I guess we should probably travel south, right? I mean, the wall is no place for us to be. Now, there are some boils here. How bad is it? It's not that bad. Okay. What I was thinking is we could head along the wall here, get the remaining things, and then maybe take a boat down to maybe the Westlands, something like, the Westlands, maybe do something like that, or the Riverlands. Maybe aim to head in round Hammerford or something. Yeah, that could make sense. Let's go to, that's not the one I want to, I want to go to Westwatch by the sea. Yeah, let's do that. And why would I take this route? I love that it's like, no, you want to go off the wall and then come back in. No, obviously I would take this route directly along the wall. Right? Like, this just makes sense to me. There we go. It is a little dangerous, though. That's our only problem with this route. We may have to pay money for a, yeah, for somebody. What's dangerous about it? We got hills and we got taiga. Alright, so I guess I'm going to... Oh, I can't pay for... Oh, no, I can't pay. Cool. Although, these are broken on, I'll buy the Pathfinder's kit, actually, yeah. I was going to say I could buy things like Mercenary Guards, but they're broken on, like, Adventurers, because it permanently hires the mercenary into your camp. I don't want to recruit people that way. So I guess we could do this with maybe a Wilderness kit. There we go. That makes more sense. Yeah, buying the kits, I think, is better for us here, because then we're not, getting new individuals into our court. Let's go. So we gain a bunch of lifestyle experience. Cool. And we've now arrived at Westwatch. Right. Cool. We'll clear this out. And then I think what we're going to do now is we need to get ourselves some provisions. So, oh, it's a ruin holding, is it? Oh. Oh, this is the end of the wall, the Shadow Tower. Oh, this is just a ruin. Okay, well, at least I can search for provisions here, I guess. It's using my stats, huh? With my snares, I will find us food. The child found no food. Well, I don't really think that's my fault, personally, but anyway. I was also wondering whether we want to head in here, like, to one of these ones. Then head south on the main road. That could make sense. Yeah. Let's maybe go to Spearmouth. That really the route you would take? Really? You wouldn't take the boat? You don't think the boat's like a sensible route here? Really? How about if I go out here? There we go. Okay, we would run out of supplies. Okay, that's at least a fair reason. Okay, so let's clear this. If I wanted to go south, let's say I wanted to go to Ardwood Tower. Can I go there? Yes. How many supplies would I be out on the way? 600. So I can probably go to... Like, where does this road go? Because I know that you get... I think you get extra speed on the main road. So it kind of goes up here. So we might want to aim to go to Winterfell. Then can I get to Winterfell? Not without running out of supplies. Okay, so it wants us to head over here for speed. So maybe I'm looking at going to Old Hedge. Yeah, let's go to Old Hedge. We'll just start running out of supplies then. So that makes sense. I'm also not going to pay for these if I can avoid it. Cool. Alright, let's go. We've arrived at Old Hedge. Well, let's see if I can get myself any food. Supplies? Yes, I will pay. I am also going to go to the locals, but I'm only going to go here to hear a story. There we go. We got exotic stewardship. Not too worried about it. Right. Now we have supplies. Now we're looking to go to Winterfell, I think. So can we get to Winterfell? Yes, and we can get there without running out of supplies. So that makes a lot of sense to me. We have to go through some taiga, so let's... I guess I could scout for talent, but let's then hire or buy the wilderness kit. What about the Pathfinder's gear? It's the same either way. Alright, I'll just buy the... Oh, no, sorry, the wilderness kit. That's the one I'm after. Let's go. Make our way all the way down here. We're now in Winterfell. The heart of the north and home of House Stark, Winterfell is easily one of the greatest castles in all of Westeros and famed for its hot springs and glass gardens. Alright. So we're now in Winterfell. And there we go, we got a martial perk. We just can't get it until we, like, actually have perks. Okay. Well, let's see what we could do. I do like how these are implying that it's us doing the contracts, which is kind of weird. Like, if I was to settle the boundary dispute, it would be us based upon our stats settling contracts. But, like, we're 1 year old. It doesn't make any sense at all. Like, none of the Landless adventure stuff makes sense if you're a child. It really should be like a region or something doing all of this, but anyway. We are good at stewardship. That's the other even funnier thing, is that this would probably succeed. I guess we should. Alright, well, let's go settle a boundary dispute. For Master Elbart. Okay. I don't need this. So let's go. Arbitration, crumbling walls. The underlying problem in Wintertown is quite apparent even from outside the rotting gates. Its walls are in a terrible state. The main problem seems to be not recognizing this, but figuring out who here is actually going to pay to restore them. An expensive proposition that everyone agrees is necessary, but also someone else's problem. Master Elbart is at pains to let us know that our coin depends on calming the situation quickly and quietly. I can get Viserys to do this, and he'll return to me between 4 and 8 years. Alright. I think I can resolve this. So this is strengthening the walls of Winterfell. Or I can solve anything if I put my mind to it. So this is just, you pay stress and it allows you to succeed. I mean, this would make the most sense, but I don't want this guy to leave my court, so I'm gonna, like, take the stress hit, I think. Arbitration success. Browbeating the people of Wintertown into line requires a heavy mix of yelling, cajoling, and guilting. It's tiresome, weary work that wears on the mind, but one by one the local magnates fall into line and bitterly agree to pay their fair share. Perhaps not an elegant fix, but if it works, it works. Master Elbart is happy enough of our solution, gladly handing over the coin. Cool. Does that add anyone to our roll of patrons? It adds him to our roll of patrons. Ah. Well, I will take 67 gold off of you, because that's incredible. What marriages do you have? Nobody. Alright, I'll take the 67 gold off of you, because that's incredible. Right, what else have we got around here? Improve reputation for somebody? I guess it's a scheme. We can use our court for this. To all upstanding, trustworthy fellows, good employment in service of the Lord of Darset may be found. Serious inquiries only. Alright, let's go. Oh, it's a dangerous route on the way there. Oh, don't like that. We have to pay for gear. Alright, let's go. Bettering the Lord's name. I love the small child reading the piece of paper intently look. It's no secret that Lord Gage's reputation isn't all that it could be. Unhappy vassals, worrisome mutterings about tyrannical behaviour, a dearth of intangible prestige, all signs that can point towards a shakier grip on power than most lords would like. Paying someone to clear up such misunderstandings won't come cheap, of course. At least, not if I have anything to say about it. Let's get on with our task. So, I'm going to invite some agents. What have we got here? Diplomacy, intrigue, learning, stewardship. Diplomacy, learning. Diplomacy, stewardship, diplomacy, intrigue. Let's go for scribe first. It's going to be Lothar the Evil. Our musician is going to be Arnessa. And our diplomat is going to be Ardenio. Here, we're going to go with... yeah, we're going to go with Eric on the 23 and then Willis on the 17. So that is... how many days per phase? 29 days per phase, which is pretty good. And it goes up by 4%, which is incredibly slow. But remember, we basically just want to wait for our character to grow up. So, yeah, we're going to just, like, unpause and let this go. And then, hopefully, by the time it's done, we'll have a little bit more... money, a few more provisions. We can maybe take this contract and head south. I'm assuming the contract wants us to go south. If it wants us to go north, that's a big problem, but you know, what can you do? I think the base of this is based, like, I need to check this. I think the base is off of our stats, right? It doesn't say what growth is based off of. Yeah, no, it doesn't say what that's based off of anywhere, but I believe it's our stats. Yeah, I might be wrong though. So, anyway, lay of the land. None in my camp are intimately familiar with the terrain in Darset, and such lands are not to be trifled with. It is for this reason I find myself standing in front of a local guide, bartering for services to be rendered. It's no joke out there, he offers, drawing air in through gritted teeth, a theatrically worried gesture. You'll need either these maps or my services, I can tell you that for free. He is right, but... there's something about his demeanor that makes me hesitate. So we could recruit Baron Flynn, potentially. He is apparently terrible. How much did you say these maps were? Maps aren't bad. They're definitely pretty good, actually. Need your help getting through these areas where there's no need for your services. I'll pay for the maps. Those are definitely worth having. Yeah. That's provision capacity, travel companion opinion, and travel speed and travel safety. Those are very good maps. Yeah, we'll have all of that. Wonderful. Right, and now we unpause. I love the number of criminal contracts around Winterfell. Winterfell has a huge problem with criminals, apparently. Okay. Or the Lord of Winterfell has money and there are a lot of people wanting his stuff. I don't know. Does like, is this somebody who has money? Eh, not that much. There's a lot of troops, though. Does he have a lot of people in his court or something? I'm trying to figure out what's triggering all of these. I don't know. Maybe these people don't have money, or something? I don't know. There's got to be some logic for it, but I don't know what it is. I should probably stop guessing. Anyway. Oof. I find myself making such noises when sitting down at the campfire in the evening now. The elders already talk about how that happens when you get older, but I'm only 1. So at 1 year old, we're having chronic pains. Good, good, that seems healthy. No, such as the wear and tear of a life lived rough. I can see the toll it takes on others, too. Cleos winces a bit as he slumps down next to me. We could pay for beds. Alright. We could upgrade the pavilion building for 100. Now that's actually an interesting prospect. How much does it cost as a default? It costs 200. So that's getting the 2nd level, which is a health boost as well, and a bunch of other bonuses for half price. That's pretty good. Or we must soldier on. I'll pay 100. Yeah, why wouldn't I? That seems incredible. Yeah, so now we've got the 2nd level of camp. All seems good. Does it do anything else, by the way? Means hostile schemes are slower. That doesn't really do anything for us, but that's okay. Cool. Right. Also unlocks more slots, but that isn't really going to do anything for us one way or the other. This guy's not going to accept anything as we requested a favor recently, so need to wait a little bit before we can request another one. Might get one on the way out. Alright. A faithful visitor. Do you have a place for a man of old gods? He smiles at me hopefully, dirty clothing rustling in the stiff breeze. A wandering septon. A septon maybe, but not a septon of the Faith of the Seven Faith. That much I can tell. A few of my fellow believers shuffle their feet uncomfortably as they make the same realization. So we have Donner the Bearded Orlin. So we could try and recruit him. He is pretty good. Stay a night and tell us your stories to gain wander experience. Be gone, we don't want your type here. Why don't you tell us your stories? Cool, so that should have given us... Yeah, we're now at level 1 Wanderer. That's cool. I like it. Right. Continue chilling. How old are we now? We're 2. Wonderful. We're just waiting for this number to go up the whole time. Of those I've chosen to involve in this little contract, Eric is probably not the absolute most skilled. Still, he's slowly applying himself, determined not to let my efforts go to waste, with the aim of improving his skill in matters of diplomacy. Bettering yourself is costly, but it helps us all in the end. Well, I could say you can go further than this. He doesn't like us further. Let's just say the plan goes well for now. He gets his 2 diplomacy, he gets his stress, and we get 20 days, which is basically a full phase at this point. So, that's pretty good. Ins and outs. As we trudge down the road, a building hoves into view. The battered sign outside reads, "The Crown and Anchor Inn." No luck here tonight. We've barely got room for our current lodgers, let alone anyone new, especially not you ragtag types. I'll try and pay for stuff. Maybe this is going to be this character's thing. They like the finer things in life. Maybe we can have that be one of their things. We haven't had any children or like childhood events yet. It's kind of weird. Although I suppose we are only 2. Maybe they don't really trigger that much. That's just ridiculous. How small is that horse? Alright. Am I going to search the ruins? Yes, we've had that one before. I found a dusty weapon. Prowess 2 longsword. Isn't as good as our current longsword, but we'll keep it on us for now. Alright. A shadow at court. Truly it is a blessing to have someone like Eric involved in our contract, someone who able to advance our goals in any number of ways, simply waiting for direction. An inevitable combination of skill, access, and proximity to Lord Gage provides us with a variety of options on how to exploit him. So we get scheme growth, base chance, or 2 advantages. Let's increase growth. That seems good. So right now, we could finish the scheme, get plus 20, it would have a 95% capped success chance. Or, we can wait a while and get a 100% chance. You know what? I think we throw in a 20%. Yeah, because this I think would allow us to go up to 100, but 95 is the max with these, so let's do that. Success. Surprising how much a few little words in quiet corners can change a situation. A whisper here, a comment there, an action defended at dinner. It wouldn't have been nearly the same meaning coming from a landed magnate, of course. Too much power, too much at stake, too much risk of insincerity. But a humble explorer stopping at court briefly as she and her band wend their way around the world, well, that's an entirely different game. Needless to say, Lord Gage is more than happy with our efforts, and we must be on our way. So we removed a potential rival from him, gained some money, gained some prestige for him, and gained some prestige for me. Right, before we leave, we can now ask him for something else as well. Provisions? Gold? I think I want provisions. Anyone to marry? Nope. Alright, let's go for provisions. We need some, so grab those. We're back at Winterfell. Let's head in. Right. Let's start with this. Supplies. I will buy some supplies. We're going to head back. Actually, I'm going to go here. Do you have any Oh, I don't have enough prestige for transport contracts. We'll go in here. We'll hear a story or 2. And we'll try and get the bonus points, which we didn't get. We got learning. Alright. Cool. Where'd you want to go? You want an heirloom to go somewhere. Greetings, adventurer. Many are the roads of this world and treacherous. If you'll work for Wolf Branch, my liege would pay well for your expertise. His precious wild hair hide should be entrusted to you. Bring it to the province of Fairmont, where Lord Tarn sits, for the wild hair hide is promised as a princely gift. So that is north, unfortunately, but it's not that far. I'm just going to say I'll travel there. Sure. And then, yeah, I guess we have to pay for this Pathfinder gear, right? Actually, Wilderness Kit? Wilderness Kit in this case is what I need to pay for. Let's go. I've done it. Wonderful. And now we get to head back. Anyone else? I can make a request of him. Anyone I can marry? 3 women. Yeah, I don't really need one of these. Don't need to rent a captain. Could ask him for some men-at-arms from the north. You know what? I'll ask you for some men-at-arms from the north. I got winter wolves. Heavy infantry. Ooh, nice. Okay. Let's have a look. In a land of deep snow that persists for years, heavy infantry rather than cavalry often carries the day. These northern warriors are at home on any battlefield. Alright. So they're 35... 38 and 10. 35, 38, 10. Let's have a quick look here at normal one. 35, 33. Ah, so these guys have pursuit and a little bit extra toughness. Okay, that's cool. Also, I'm assuming that these are all different at the bottom. Yeah, so these only have base terrains, and then this has a whole bunch of terrains. But not all of these terrains exist in the base game, which is why there are so many more of them. It might end up being roughly the same, but like there isn't Cloud Forest in the base game, there isn't Canyon in the base game, so yeah. Anyway, we now have some more troops, which is cool. Also, there's a large chunk of them, so we actually have almost a reasonable army now. Cool. We need to head south. So I wanted to head south on the King's Road, I think it is. So maybe I want to go to Moat Cailin first. Yeah. Let's go to Moat Cailin, then we can head down the road. Gateway to the north, famed for turning back all would-be conquerors from the south, has fallen from its previous greatness and yet remains a dreaded adversary still. What have we got here? Let's get rid of this for a second. So we have some step. Interesting. It's my route is going to be go here, then here. We can just take a less dangerous route. Apply. And let's head south. Right. Hey, there are some contracts around here. That's what we like to see. What have we got? Transcribe texts. I don't think that's a job for a 2-year-old. Performing a play? It could be. Eyes in the shadows. Find secrets or escort an emissary. I'd quite like to escort an emissary, actually, to the south. Let's do that. Lady Cheryl Fenn. So we're actually escorting Carl for her. We want to go to Cedarhelm. I don't want this contract. That's the wrong direction, Carl. I don't want to go north, I want to go south. In which case we may call it there in terms of like getting a contract. Let's visit here. Let's see if anybody has anything for us. No, I don't need any of those. That's fine. Do I need supplies? Probably. I'll buy a few. And then we'll head south. So where's the next stop on our thing? Let's just do this for now. Why does it think this is dangerous? It's all bog and there's troll attacks in the bog? What? What do you mean troll attacks? Okay. I thought the road would be safe. Apparently the road is incredibly dangerous. Or Ironwater. Also suggests we should visit here, Greywater Watch, but this is incredibly dangerous. Is there anything that would help me in a bog? I guess this would help me. Oh, it becomes not dangerous at all if I have the right gear. Alright, do I want to head here anyway? Maybe. Maybe. We'll head there on the way past. It's a little dangerous, but we can handle a little danger. Yeah. Let's go. Means to an end. I sit by my pavilion, letting the sounds and smells of the camp wash over me. It's a different from a life within the safe walls of a palace, so very different. The freedom is easy to enjoy, no obligations, no councillors yapping, no dignitaries to entertain, none of the downsides of the trappings of power. Yet these freedoms are dearly purchased, the constant scraping for survival wears thin, increasingly every night I yearn for a proper bed. Let's try and become a flexible leader. I got flexible leader, cool, and some more provisions. That's fine. Somebody is trying to kill Jocelyn. Oh. Why would somebody want to kill my stooge? Alright, well. It's not really on, but it's fine. Just tell me I have a court artifact, but I don't yet. Yeah, because that was the one that we had to deliver. We visited the moving castle. Now we're at Ironwater. Nice. So we probably want to head down to the crossing at some, or like to the twins to get their one, like their lifestyle experience thing. But let's see where these emissaries want to go. Yeah, where'd you want to go? I, Lady Perianne, must travel to Branstone. Where's Branstone? Okay, that's to the south. That's reasonable. I'm going to say all my camp will travel and then immediately cancel it. Where do you want to go? Lord Gaston Garish. You want to go to Crown? I don't really want to go there. Okay. It's reasonable. Let's clear these out. I need some more supplies on the way. Let's see if any here. Malia, my mother, has asked if I could make a distraction. Sure, let's go. Oh, clumsy me. And we stole a bunch of provisions. Right, let's scarp her. We're gonna go south to where? Branstone, I think it said, right? Branstone. Yes, okay. So that's specifically where I want to go. There's plague here? How long has there been plague here? It's been plague here for a year. Alright. Well, actually a little bit over a year. Yeah, it's probably going to disappear, but let's maybe aim to head to Ramsford. Well, let's see where it would take us if I go on the route. So maybe I should aim to head to Old Stones. Well, not Old Stones, but Tristan Keep. There we go. Let's try and not go into a ruin. And then on the way, I'm also going to go to Seaguard Castle. Nice. Seems reasonable. Do I need this? No. Wonderful. Let's go. So I've now been to the Twins. I've been to Booming Tower. And I've been to the ruins of Oldstone. A ruler in the making. My mother Malia keeps asking me to let the other children pick what games to play sometimes. But why should I? When I always know which one is the best. I'm so sick of her and all the other grown-ups telling me what to do. They're not the boss of me. Well, I gain martial and stewardship for that. I'm bossy. I'm a bossy little 3-year-old. Alright then. There are no contracts here. At all. Of any kind. Well, let's head to Branstone then. Which is no longer plagued. Although, you know what we could do? We could head there via Mudgrave. The second great kingdom of the first men to fall to the Andals was that of the rivers and hills. The kings of House Mud fought valiantly and heroically, but even the famed Hammer of Justice, Christopher IV Mud, would fall in his 100th battle, with the house not long surviving him. Alright. Just a little move off to the side there. Let's go. Oh, actually, I also want to go to Fairmarket on the way past as well, because we can. The town of Blue Fork, once home to the Iron Men King, has a long history of serving as a key financial center in the Riverlands. No, we're going to head back here. There we go. Nice safe route. Little wandering, but that's okay. And we have now delivered this person, and we have some money. Wonderful news. I can now buy with that money some supplies. They're very expensive supplies. Well, while we're here, we'll hear a story. And I'll try and get the experience. Didn't get it. I got exotic diplomacy for 3 months. So that's 4 diplomacy, which is cool. Nobody has any contracts anywhere. Are there any contracts on the map? Yeah, there's some up here, but none down this way. Huh. Alright. Where are we going to go now? I guess we could go to Riverrun. That's an option, right? Go down this way. Also, did I see something weird at Riverrun? I'm fairly certain I saw something weird at Riverrun. Who's currently in charge? Was Edmure Tully? Oh, okay. So that means that Hoster Tully died quite early. Ripped to shreds by a bear. Oh, well, that would do it. Yeah. Who did he marry? Ah, somebody I don't know. Alright. Fair enough. Let's go. This seems fine. Right. We got some diplomacy. And I've got to the ancestral home of House Tully. Riverrun is famed for its moat, which is made by connecting the Tumblestone and Red Fork. Wonderful. Right, let's clear that out, and let's visit the castle holding. Well, do we need to? Yeah, I guess so. I probably need a contract to spawn. Let's see if we can get one to spawn. Give me a learning contract, I guess. Yeah, let's leave that there for now. At least it spawned some things. Tutor a child. Us as a 3-year-old can tutor a child. Oh, they're both tutor child. Alright, well I guess we'll do this one first then. I don't imagine it's going to work too well, a child tutoring a child. But we'll see. The art of self-defense. We're going to teach Sela the art of self-defense, are we? I suppose we are better at fighting than she is, by a lot. Although that's because we have a sword. Sela gives me a curious but expectant look as we meet up for our first session. Servants trot back and forth in the throne room, and I immediately begin spotting the various dangerous angles from which we could be ambushed. Something I should teach Sela about. When I turn around though, the girl has stopped dead in her tracks, intently inspecting an arm-sized stick she found on the ground as she is thoroughly unresponsive to my calls. Harlan waves at me from over yonder, ready to assist should it prove necessary. So I can say, Harlan, it's your time to shine. And he is going to, do this, although it'll be more difficult next time. Alright, just for a little longer, then we'll commence. So it's a 67% chance it works, or a little scamp, did you know that? Let's try it. We are good at prowess compared to her. Let's do it. So there's a 67% chance of getting 1 towards the score, 3% chance I get my prowess increased, and an outcome that she could get her prowess increased. Let's do it. It worked. Wonderful. Well, we'll stay here. A follower's heart. Lady Sylvie, my leader. I've met the most elegant woman here in Burnout. My follower Jocelyn stumbles as he addresses me. Her family will not let us marry without me paying a sizable dowry. Please help me. Jocelyn, I don't have any money. I don't know if you knew that, but I'm poor. Well, let's see if she's willing to run away with you. He was not impressed by that suggestion. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any money. As we reconvene, Sela tilts her head while I summarize the topic of our last session. Servants trot back and forth in the throne room. As we stroll along the path, I keep a watchful eye on our surroundings, a skill Sela should be privy to. Suddenly, the young Riverlander girl gets a wild look in her eyes and starts shouting, "The bandits are coming!" and nearly giggles her head off as she runs back and forth with her attendant. Jocelyn waves at me from over yonder, ready to assist should it prove necessary. Jocelyn, I'm going to use you to succeed here because this intrigue's not really our thing right now. You succeeded. That means we are at 2 of 2 that we need to do here. There is a new diverged culture in the river or in the Reach. It's now the Heartland Heights culture. All right, cool. Clear that out. Lessons in stewardship. Oh, I don't have any follower of a high enough skill to do this. Oh no. A brief look of confusion passes Sella's face as she ponders where my assistant from our last session has gone. The tranquil gardens accommodate ample teaching opportunities, and looking around I identify plenty of opportunities to improve on the current organisation, something Sella should be informed of. Then, as out of thin air, a large sighthound is running up to the child, desperate to play. The girl shrieks with joy and immediately starts playing with the dog. 37% chance, 40% chance, or oi, listen here. I'm going to say oi, listen here. It's our last teaching moment. Wait, yeah, this is our last teaching moment. Let's do it, and that gets us an exceptional success. And Examina. Lord Preston attempts to suppress his giddiness. Well, your unconventional methods are seemingly very successful. Young Sella is already showing signs of more discerning thoughts and ideas. Angles of attack, social courtesies, economics, marvelous work. Thank you, and do let me know the next time you're in the area, the Lord exclaims and gestures excitedly. A brief smile passes my lips as I nod. It was all her. That gets us some money, some prestige, and a ton of provisions. Wow. Okay. I can make a request. I could arrange a marriage to marry this courtier of his to Jocelyn. Is the courtier in here? Wait, no, I don't see her, actually. Yeah, I don't see the person in his court, so I don't know who it was. Must have been randomly generated for the event. Oh well. This will create an escort emissary contract. It's interesting. Some gold. Get almost no... Oh, well, we get no provisions because we're maxed. You know what? Give me an escort emissary contract. Right. Need me to take Della to Wayfarer's Rest. Yeah, I'll do that. Well, I'll go. That seems reasonable. Yeah, it's not that far away either. Let's go. Aha. Wow, Lord Lucas, what is going on with your outfit? Okay. I mean, it's obviously because you're a knight. You don't have any special equipment. That's just what a Riverlander knight looks like. Alright then. Well, congratulations to you. It's incredible. Okay. Now where do I want to go? Well, I don't know. We have another tutor child one over here. We could do that. Yeah, let's tutor another child. I mean, it went well last time. This is for Lord Harlan Pace. Yeah, I'll travel over there. That's weird. There we go. That's better. Let's do that. Starving soldiers. A figure stumbles into camp, dirty and tired, clearly in need of a square meal. His name is Aemon, he says. There are more like me. All of us left to rot after every petty conflict ends. Our sword arms work as well as ever, but our lot is to wander and starve. We're the only ones left who won't rob the vulnerable for food and valuables. I'd rather die. We could try and make him join us, and he'd become a knight as well. Or come, sit, and recover. I'll let Aemon join us, although he's patient, rude, and wrathful. Alright, well. We have now recruited Aemon the Hunter. Do we have any spots open here? No, apart from Jocelyn is now poor at being a stooge. Is he potentially ill? No, he's just not very good at it. Alright. We should potentially think about marrying off people in our court. I'm kind of leaving our court to stagnate a little bit as we're younger, and then I'll look at it again when we come of age. Oh, the child we went to tutor is now too old. Alright, well, that was a good trip. I don't know. Could go to Dongate. I'm trying to think, like, let's go south. Is there anywhere better to go? Well, it'd be better to either go this way or this way. It was pointed out I do need to get the dragon lore again if we want to get it. So we could head down towards Castley Rock and down to this dragon lore at Red Lake, or maybe even to the Red Keep. Maybe heading back towards the Red Keep is not a bad idea. I mean, it is where we started on the previous character. Maybe it's a good place to start on this one. So we take this route. Maybe we go to East Herrick on the way past. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's go here. Here. Go to Redgrass Field as well. And then we'll do a little circle of where we actually want to go here. There we go. We're going to end up in Hook Market, apparently. That's acceptable. Right. Start moving my camp. Although, first of all, Pathfinder kit. It's only slightly dangerous, apparently. So it's not the end of the world. Wilderness? Wilderness will get rid of it. Alright. Let's go. So we're now out of the Riverland. Or we're pretty much out of the Riverlands now. We've read this last time we were here. But I'm skipping it. We also read the Battle of Redgrass Field. Great Sept of Baelor is the focal point of Faith of the Seven's worship, located in King's Landing. It serves as a residence of the High Septim. The Sept is named in honor of the revered Septim King, Baelor the Blessed. The Gate of the Gods is one of 7 massive gates in the colossal walls of King's Landing, adorned with intricate carvings. The gatehouse and portcullis feature eyes that appear to track the movements of anyone entering. The King's Road enters King's Landing from the north at the Gate of the Gods. Right, we read that as well last time we were here, I think. And then the Red Keep is a fortress in King's Landing built from the pale red stone. Within its huge curtain wall stands Maegor's Holdfast, the Tower of the Hand, the White Sword Tower, and the Great Hall which contains the Iron Throne. And now we have arrived in Hook Market. Cool. And then there's all sorts of tasks to do around here. Yeah, we might use this as kind of our base. Yeah. Kind of expand outwards from here. As in, like, go to different places. Oh, a tournament. Cool. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.